Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. An update on the Ukrainian front and in Georgia, the attempt by the to overthrow the government elect in Georgia. That's a coup d'etat in Georgia, clearly undergoing in progress, as it was the Maidan in 2013 and then the bloody coup in 2014 in Ukraine, and not only. So we're going to discuss new developments there where the free world is helping democracy by, agitating. But the first article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and they report that Ukrainian air defenses shut down 32 out of 78 UAVs launched by Russia overnight. This is December 1st, 2024. Here is the evidence right there. And then it says that they launched 78 UAVs, 32 the 30th, the 1st of December, and they destroyed 32. 45 drones disappeared from the radar, and one is still in the air. So they would make 45, that went 77, 78 out of nothing. So nothing. I calculated right. 4 with 3, it's 7. 5 with 0 is 0, right? And then with 2, 5 with 2 is 7. Where's the other one then? 78. And the one is right here, still in the air. So that means 78. One is still in the air, everything else was destroyed. Good job, guys. Do you believe that? I don't. Anyway, Ukrainian forces shot down 32 Russian drones overnight, lose track of 45. Oh, that looks good. Lose track. That means we don't know what happened to them. But again, they say 45 disappeared from radars. Is it because they were shot down or what's going on? Let's see what they hit. Right? These Shahed drones were launched from Kursk, Oriol, Bryansk. Okay, Kursk. Right here, Oriol and Bryansk. So this is where the attacks occurred from the northeast of Ukrainska. What else? Not those dancers. The attack was countered by anti-aircraft missile units, electronic warfare teams, and mobile fire groups. All right, active in Kiev, Cherkasy, Chernihiv, Zhytomyr, Sumy, and Poltava. So Kiev, Cherkasy, Chernihiv, Kiev, Chernihiv, Cherkasy, Poltava, right here. These are the ones. And, oh, meow, meow, you're back in business. There's the cat is right here. And we have Sumy and Poltava, right? I think we did it. Poltava is here and Sumy. So this northern part of Ukraine was attacked from these 3 oblasts. Next article. Ukrainian defenses down 32 drones, 4 others lost during latest attack. Lost, do you mean like what? Nevertheless, let's go to the next one. So the Russians attacked, basically. Let's see what the Ukrainians did. Dozens of drones attack Russia overnight. This is from the 1st of December 2024. They show me what? A Reaper on a Q9 drone here. The Russian authorities have claimed that 29 unmanned aerial vehicles attacked Russia oblasts, plural, on the night of the 30th of November 1st. The Russians claimed that all drones had been shot down. So guys, why do you waste money? Don't launch them. These guys shoot all of them down. The other guys are shooting them also down. They disappear. They don't show up. What's going on over here? They added that 20 UAVs had been spotted over the territory of Bryansk Oblast, 7 over the territory of Kaluga, and 1 over each of Smolensk and Kursk Oblast. So they're talking about this area right here. Kaluga here, Smolensk here, Bryansk here, Kursk. So this is where the drones were going towards Moscow Knights. All right, let's go to the next one. Russians occupy Berestky in Donetsk Oblast and advancing Kharkiv Oblast, DeepState. Remember here, this comes from the Ukrainians. Report what these guys said. They advance in Kharkiv Oblast. But the next article says this. The same title, pushes forward in Kharkiv and Donetsk Oblast. So again, this is from New Voice of Ukraine, the Ukrainian outlet. The other one was from the Ukrainian Ukrainska Pravda. So they advanced not only in Kharkiv, but also in the Donetsk. So Russians occupy Berestky. So this is by Pokrovsk front, I will show you where that is located, but let's read the article a little bit. So it says that on November 30th to 1st of December, Russia occupied the settlement of Berestky in Donetsk Oblast. In addition, an anal list, because if you do anal, right, an anal list, report that Russian advance near Masyutivka and Lozova in Kharkiv Oblast, as well as near Zovtye, Pushkinie, Dalnie, and Blahodatnie in Donetsk Oblast. So they advance in Kharkiv and they advance in Donetsk. Where is they located? Kharkiv is this. Kharkiv, Kharkov. The Russians advance here, according to these guys, towards, I'm guessing, Kupiansk, because nothing happens in the north here. This is all towards Kharkov. It was just a false, nothing about Kursk offensive. What happening here, buddy? Are they pushing them out? Supposedly, Putin said, oh, we want them out by the Christmas Day or something, or New Year's. So this is the Kharkiv, Kharkov, and the other one is right here on my strong hand is Donetsk Oblast. This is the Pokrovsk front. So they are talking about this area right here, because if you look at, not that one, all right, this right here, this is the, how is that called? Kurakovo. I didn't want to say anything, but this is Kurakovo. So this is the area they show you on this map. So the Russians advance everywhere on here. And what else they say here? This is what they stopped. Next one. Let's read the new voice of Ukraine. Remember the one with Russian military occupies Berestky, pushes forward in Kharkiv and Donetsk. They already said the other ones. Let's get out of here. We don't support anybody here. Analysts reported the the same reporting, DeepState, and they are moving forward. The same picture here, the same map featuring this area. All right, let's move on and see what the Russians are saying according to Sputnik. Russian forces liberate two more strategic settlements, strengthen positions in Donetsk. Russia's battle group Yug and Center have liberated the settlements of Ilinka and Petrovka in the Donetsk People Republic, the Russian Defense Ministry said on Sunday. As a result of active offensive actions, forces of battle group Yug liberated the settlements of Ilinka and Donetsk People Republic, the ministry said. Ilinka is a village southeast of Kurakovo. Southeast. So Kurakovo is here, southeast, this way. Correct? So this is southeast. All right, what's next? Located on the Sukie Yali River, its liberation allows for further advances towards Uspenovka, where Russian forces can join with units advancing north from Bogoyavlenka. All of this complicates the situation of the Ukrainian armed forces in Kurakovo. So yes, this guy's gonna, Bogoyavlenka is right here, so this is what they're talking about. This guy's advance here, and then Bogoyavlenka, whatever is right here. So they will over here, and again, another group of Ukrainians will be booked. Unfortunately, this guy can go around going to encircle this guy in Kurakovo. I think it's logical what's going on. And we're going to move towards the regime change in Georgia. Why? Georgia is expected to be the third, not second, third front against the Russians. Which are the first ones? The first two? First, Ukraine. The other one, Syria, or Middle East, if you want. And the third one is in the Caucasus. I will show you the Caucasus. All right, let me show you the Caucasus. Here it is. So this is the Black Sea. This is the Caspian Sea. This is Russian Federation, Dagestan. Remember Khabib and Islam Makachev right here. Georgia is this country. Armenia wants to be taken by NATO. Turkey is not going to help. Azerbaijan is not going to help. Iran in the south are not going to help. Georgia needs to be liberated by the forces of freedom and democracy through this. Protest resume in Georgia. Government uses force to disperse protesters. Now, this is a very misleading article. I tell you why. In nothing on this article, I'm going to just go down. Nothing in this. Mass protesters have resumed in Georgia against the country's departure from European path. But this is the will of the people. That's how democracy works. Western world, you lose the elections, the guys who won, they're going to implement their plan of action, right? Isn't that the way it works in democracy? And the rest will say, okay, when we wait 5 more years or 4 more years, or it depends how the terms is, and then we're going to vote again. And if we win, then we're going to change it the other way around. No, is that the way it works? No, because these guys are infantile. Behave like teenage kids. Teenage kids, the same thing. Teenage boys and girls, where it's all about them. And I lost, let's change the rules because I have to win all the time. So it shows a little bit of maturity when you say, you know what, I will try next time. But not like that. So this is another coup d'etat over there. And so in this article here, is nothing about why these guys, all right, the protesters blocked the roadway of the central avenue to the Georgian capital. What does that mean? That means you are rowdy. That's illegal. What do you think would happen in the United States of America if they block something like this? Remember what happened in Canada with the truckers' protests? They did what they did best. They implemented what? The emergency measures. They blocked people's accounts, fired them, and they, remember that one? And then they went in and they got them out. Here, they will do the same thing. Forcefully remove the illegal demonstration. They don't tell you in this article, because that's why I say it's misleading, is because nowhere here. Now, the protesters burned an effigy of the party's founder. Why? And we find Georgian Prime Minister promises no Maidan. No Maidan. They didn't tell you in that because they're peaceful protesters. Remember? There's peaceful protesters. Peaceful. Now, regarding the peaceful protesters, that reminds me of Black Lives Matter protests. They were mostly peaceful. I saw them, all of them. Anyway, these guys had a mandate for the demonstrations. A start time and an end time. That's how it works in the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. You say, I'm going to protest from this time until this time. Okay, and the authorities say, okay, once you become violent, what happens? In any civilized country, the law enforcement will get in and we're going to arrest you. Forcefully arrest you. If you resist arrest, that's a felony right there. I know that for a fact. Why? Because I work with that kind of things. So if you resist arrest, I don't want to go, you're under arrest, boom, out. You got a felony from a misdemeanor or not even. So these guys said, I'm going to show you, that is mostly peaceful. It's peaceful protesters. It's not true. They broke the law because they didn't go home when the agreed legal time to disperse, they just violated that. So these peaceful protesters that did not comply with the agreed time to get the fuck out and apply for another protest, that's how it is in the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. So it must be good. Or only here sometime, and over there no. They will do the same thing here. If over here you're not out of the street at the exact time that you agreed with your protests, they will put the law enforcement on you with the horses, with the water, and so they will do this, and they will remove you, they will arrest you, and they will use force. That's what you do. These guys are in violation of the whatever permit they agreed to follow. So don't give me that, but that's not the goal. These guys are, as it was in Romania in 1989, as it was in many other countries. Ukraine, for instance, is the clearest example. We don't like the elections outcome, we're going to overthrow the government. And this is the free world that tells us here that we should defend democracy. Remember we're told here, defend democracy all the time? All right, let's go to this one. Georgian Prime Minister promises no Maidan. So this guy is a guy who's not pro. He's not licking the Western boot. So this guy has blamed European politicians and their agents, not only European, Americans as well, for violent protests in the country. Georgia will not allow a scenario similar to Ukraine Maidan to happen, he said. He referred to the unconstitutional Western-backed coup in Kiev a decade ago, which ousted Ukrainians' democratically elected president, triggered hostilities throughout the country, and led to the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. Unlike, I'm quoting, Ukraine in 2013, Georgia is an independent state with strong institutions and, most importantly, experienced and wise people. The Maidan scenario cannot be realized in Georgia. Georgia is a sovereign state and will not allow this. Now, do you know what's going to happen? If the Georgian military decides to be traitors, the Maidan in Tbilisi, Georgia, will be successful. That's what it is. So you can say that Unless you don't have the military, you're done. You're done. And I have two more articles. The one is from Amnesty International, who say that Georgia police actions in Tbilisi amount to yet another punitive assault on freedom of peaceful assembly. No, they already violated the time. The use of water cannons, tear gas, pepper spray, and rubber bullets aimed at protest faces at close range, as well as the chasing and incessant beating of peaceful protesters show the government's determination to suppress dissent through the unlawful use of force by police. What dissent? You lost an election. Go the fuck home and work. You don't like it? Apply for another permit and protest how much you want. But these guys are trying to, and I'm going to show you, these guys are trying to, right here, you see? BBC, 14 hours ago, this is the president of Georgia, born in France, okay, just so you know. Georgia president calls for new elections as protests erupt again. So what does it mean? If I go tomorrow with some, I don't know, 3,000 people and I start protesting, not insurrection, protesting in the United States of America, these guys will redo an election? Will do it? Do you think so? Is that how it works? No, those guys are not respecting democracy. Go and protest. Go and protest. But if you exceed the date, you're out or the time. Now, let me show you the last article and see how the United States of America is not involved in this one. Russia Today. This is from the 1st of December, today, 2024. U.S. suspends strategic partnership with Georgia. Protests in the ex-Soviet state continue for the third day following the government's decision to freeze EU accession talks until 2028. So the legitimate, democratically elected government of Georgia made a decision with the parliament, I'm guessing, right? And these guys don't like it. Washington announced on Saturday that suspended strategic partnership because the country, the people say no. Okay, we're not. Okay, good. Work within the system. Condemning the ruling party's recent decision to freeze EU accession talks until 2028. U.S. State Department Matthew Miller has slammed the Georgian Dream Party over the move. And I'm quoting, Georgian Dream decision to suspend EU accession is betrayal of the Georgian constitution. We condemn excessive force using against Georgians exercising their freedom of protest and have suspended our strategic partnership with Georgia. So, they had in a constitution written, like the Ukrainians, that they have this strategic partnership? Is that what it is? Yeah, because that's what they tried to do in Ukraine as well. They try in Moldova, not Ukraine. In Moldova, they try to put in the constitution that the path to the European Union is in the constitution. Since when? What do you mean? In the constitution, that's the rule. That's a law of the land. That's what it is. The law of the land is we belong to the plantation. That's a scheme. We should not be in the Constitution. The Constitution to provide you with freedom of speech, freedom to bear and carry arms, how much you want and what kind of weapons. This is, and so on. Freedom of religion, no discrimination against, certain things. I can discriminate about your qualities as much as I want. But nevertheless, so this is, the Americans just suspended it. Why? The wrong people won the elections. The same thing happened in Ukraine in 2014-13 with Viktor Yanukovych's government. The same thing. And then you say, well, what happened here? This is a new front these guys want to open in Georgia and in Armenia. Armenia is a landlocked country with enemies around. Turkey, Iran, Azerbaijan. Isn't that? And Russia. What do you want? Russia is not there, but anyways, around. Then you have Georgia. Georgia is the only one. They have access to the Black Sea. That's all they need, access to the Black Sea. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I get so irritated with these guys, man. So irritated. It's just... irritated is an understatement. But thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.